for tuning in to Let's Talk About It Media 21. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And please turn on the notification bell. That way, every time I upload a video, you'll be the first one to see it. Let's get into it. What we're going to talk about, we talk about celebrity news, celebrity gossip, what's going on IG and Google, fair use, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged in our opinion and for entertainment purposes only. And don't forget, the Cash App is Let's Talk About It Media. And thank you for your love and support.
So don't forget, the best way to support the channel for free is to like, is to comment, and subscribe. Let's get to it. As we know, Maurice has been in the media in regards to his comments, in regards to seeking quality time with his wife, whether she was happy about the situation, whether she was comfortable about the situation. Basically, just he has to have that quality time with his wife. It's almost like despite what she's going through, he needs that time with his wife. Now, let's get to this interview. Funky Dineva, Claudia, and Al interviewed them, and I love how Claudia is trying to get out of it for him to say, I apologize. He's basically saying, I apologize for not protecting her more in regards to what she could be experiencing from media. But he basically didn't say he apologizes for how he said it. Many people are calling him many names. In regards to, if you feel that the woman's not accepting it, enjoying it, you should just let her be, because she was dealing with a health concern. Kimmi was dealing with cancer. I think she's fine now, but she was dealing with cancer about a year and a half ago, because mind you, the show is taped several months in advance. So I'm going to get to a few different clips, and this is the one thing I will say. I've told y'all before, I know someone on the cast, and I'm always so general because I feel that how the men treat the women are not okay. How the women take what the men say are not okay. I am just so happy that this is not one of my friends that's on the show getting dragged every week. The show and how they portray women, how the men are portrayed, is interesting and it's sad. And why haven't I ever done an interview? People are saying, why don't I have a secret page? I'm just not that interested. It's just sad seeing how they're portrayed and how they're still seeming the way that they're seeming, period. It's just interesting how Melody's going through it with Marital, how Maurice and Kimmi, how Marceau and Tisha. It's just, it's a lot. It's a lot. So let's get to some of the clips, because I can go on and on. So let's get to some of the clips. This is going to be funky. I'll probably then fast forward to what Claudia had to say. In the clip I'm watching, Al didn't get a chance to say anything because Funky spoke. It's almost like he's leading the interview. And then Claudia chimes in. And then just when, on this clip, when Al was going to say something, it cuts off. So let's listen in.
Kimmi, I'd like to give you the opportunity to respond to a headline. A sad case of a man, Love and Marriage Huntsville fans slam Maurice for demanding intimacy while Kimmi goes through chemotherapy. Kimmi, what is your response to the backlash that Maurice has been getting lately?
So here's the thing, like originally, I didn't even watch it. He told me he had an interview with Carlos, and usually I just kind of get the nuts and bolts of it. You know, he was like, well.
And many people are like, girl, how you not going to watch your man's interview? You should have. You should have watched it. And as soon as things start going left, you should have been texting him during that interview. Many people were surprised that she did not watch it. And then in this interview, people are saying she should have said, hey, babe, I know how you are. I know how you Scott's brothers talk. Be kind, be respectful. watch your mouth, watch your tongue. She didn't say none of that. No prepping, just do you. She didn't watch, and then all of a sudden she keeps getting these notifications and people are talking about it, and she seems surprised. Well, babe, what did you say? So let's keep listening.
Oh, we did this. He asked me about that and that, and I didn't do anything. And then when I finally saw stuff just kind of everywhere, I was like, oh my gosh, what did you say? I literally was like, what did you say? And so one of the comments somebody keeps screenshotting around is the fact that I said, let me go see the interview. And people were like, I don't believe she hasn't seen it. And I just got life. Like, we got stuff. So when I actually did see it, I told him, I said, that was disrespectful.
So she did say she felt that it was disrespectful. Because this is the funny thing. Why is it that he keeps talking about how much he needs it, how much he wants it? Does he have a concern about whatever? Let's go here though. Let's talk this way. They had mentioned before they got married. Now, mind you, they've been together for a while. They didn't get married till after 6, 7 years together. They got married. And then he took 3 years to take her on a honeymoon. So people are constantly side-eyeing him in regards to her. She had mentioned before they got married, they had said that they'll try not to go past 7 days being together, being intimate. No matter what. They're arguing, we're not going to go past 7 days. So let's listen to how she's stating how she felt disrespected in what he said. Because many people are saying, if she's going through chemo, you have other ways to please yourself. If she's not feeling well, it ain't about what you need. If she's not feeling well, why couldn't you put yourself aside to figure out something else? It's him. It's his interview. Now, I said this to y'all. With him being an attorney, I'm surprised he's talking like that and not thinking about his brand, his clients, and how he would be perceived. It's almost like he still doesn't get it. We've had this conversation about their time together. We've had this conversation about how he makes decisions without including her. It's almost like he's so inconsiderate. Let's keep listening. That's what it seems like. My opinion, copyright disclaimer, my opinion, it just seems like he's so inconsiderate to Kimmie's feelings at times.
Like, the words that you chose were cruel to me. It wasn't protecting me. The irony of the conversation in itself was that if you actually watch the show, I'm the one who initiated the conversation in regards to the fact that the chemo has affected my libido. And I know that affects him and his sexual interest. So he has never forced me to do one single thing. He has never made me. He has never implied he was going to leave.
So she's protecting him, and we get it. Couples are going to protect each other. It's almost like we get that they have brands to protect, and this is what people be saying about Love and Marriage Huntsville. They sugarcoat stuff. He said it. How he said it was not okay. How he implied it was not okay. And it's like, if that's what he's saying, whether she feels that or not, he said it. You can't twist it. You can't change it. Let's get to, I'm going to let that play out because I think that's important of what she's saying and how she's saying it. I think it's important.
Me. So the headlines, in order to get likes and tags, I absolutely get it. But the words that he chose to use throughout that interview, I felt were a bad choice of words in regards to me because it didn't protect me in the words that he chose to use to describe. Like, I think he said, bend over and take it. That's like ridiculous. Like,
he said it. He said to bend over and take it. This is the other thing. She has a child outside of him. And then he has a child outside of her. I don't think that the people on reality shows think about their children. He said it. I can pretty much end there. I mean, I get that Claudia, I'll go through what Claudia was saying. She was basically saying, do you feel bad about how you said it? Do you feel bad of the words, of the choice of the several words you chose, of why people are saying you're this, you're that in the media? And he was like, I feel bad in regards to not protecting her more, not protecting Jalen more. He said it, and not protecting his son Monster more. That's who he feels a way about. Them understanding what's said, what's done. I just think when people are on reality shows, they have to do better with interviews. Almost wishing Carlos King would have never posted it because it was embarrassing to Kimmi. It was embarrassing to her son Jalen. It was embarrassing to Monster. So I'm wondering if Kiowa, uh, sometimes I be forgetting her name. I'm wondering if she went through some of the same stuff with him. And then I hear that she keeps changing the story of how she met Maurice. Remember how it was supposed to be allegedly she met him because he was a barber. Then I'm hearing she met him because he was in real estate or something like that. It keeps switching. So, did she affect the relationship in regards to him getting a divorce from Kiowa? Because remember also on the show, he had moved from alleged Michigan to live in Huntsville because I guess there were some things going on in regards to his divorce. He just needed a different scenery. Remember that? He needed a different scenery. And maybe that's how they met. But remember how she had said he was in them streets hard. She said that. So he was already allegedly dating other people before he met Kimmi. And Kimmi was like, you need to check yourself. Get all that out of your system, then come to me, is what she said. Let's play a little bit of what Claudia has to say. Okay, let me see. Claudia's voice is a little hoarse, but let's get to it.
Ridiculous. And I told him, I said, that was awful. The wording choice was awful.
You know,
I want to jump in and say something real quick. I was horrified too with some of the language. And spoke about having a situation where it was the reverse. I had a man that had some issues. I want to ask both of you. Kimmi, I want to ask you first, do you feel the pressure? Like, if I don't satisfy my man, even when I don't feel good, am I nervous? Do I feel a way about the future of my marriage? And Maurice, if you could take back what you said, would you rephrase it or do you stand on exactly what you said?
And see, this is the problem. He should have, and the comment is because the lay down and take it. That's where the problem lies. Because everybody knows when a woman says no, no is no, and you move on. So for him to say lay down and take it, it makes it sound so unwelcoming, unbecoming, uncomfortable. So I'm going to skip to because he was basically saying, I apologize because she didn't feel protected. So I'm going to get to Claudia's clip again, and then I'm going to go from there because I get why Claudia was saying you're still not apologizing, it seems, to her and apologizing for your words. It makes you look a certain way. Let's get to it.
It's been 1 whole year since Roe v. Wade was overturned.
Which means they've been making abortion illegal.
Sorry, the commercial kicked in.
I didn't know that either. Interesting.
So can you, I asked you earlier, would you rephrase anything that you said? Because it seemed your wife just revealed that it was your words, right? You know, how you said things, bend over and take it. I've done this many times, said stuff, and it's like, I wish I would have said it like this. Would you rephrase anything? Would you do over, or are you like, no, I meant it exactly?
Definitely. Anytime my wife feels like she's not protected by whatever I do, that's my job. Mm-hmm. That's why God gave her to me, is to make sure that I have a covering and protection over her at all times. And if she feels like my words are crass, then I'll change my words. I'm not one of those people that say, man, I said what I said. Now, mind you, that's a great quote and everything else that goes around social media. I said what I said. I don't know where it came from. But I'm not from people. It came from Candy on the Housewives of Atlanta. She said it on one of the
Okay, so there's that. So I'm gonna mention in regards to, remember how on the show Kimmi was saying when we're together and I'm getting comfortable with you, he felt as if that was the time when she was trying to insinuate she wanted him to come closer and she wanted to be with him. She's like, no, babe, that's just me scooting next to you to be comfortable in the bed. And it's kind of like they kind of go back and forth. And it's interesting how they don't know how to state their words about the quality time. But here nor there, she's married to this man. They're going to hang in there. Many people feel a way about their relationship, and many people are kind of side eyeing, like, Kimmi, girl, these Scott brothers are a trip. They're a trip. They're a trip. They are a trip. But well wishes. She like it, go for it. But many people are side eyeing how he is, how he talks, how long it took to get married, how long it took to have a honeymoon. But well wishes. This is their marriage. And if she is comfortable, happy, and at peace, so be it. Well wishes. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for supporting the channel. I just wanted to do a quick recap review. I did another video. Check that out. Melody and Marital going back and forth. Now Maurice and Kimmi are in the news. And it's just a lot. Wives, make sure your husbands know if they do interviews, don't embarrass me, don't insult me, don't say something that's going to make my son feel a way of how you feel about their mom. You know what I'm saying? Everybody focus on healthy, safe relationships. Be around people that's loving, kind, and respectful. Have a great day, everyone. Note in the comments how you feel about Kimmi and Maurice, how you feel about Melody Marital and all that's going on, and how you feel about Marceau and Tisha. How do you feel about the show? Do you think that men are portrayed in a good way? Do you think women are portrayed in a good way? Do you think the Love and Marriage Huntsville men treat their women like queens? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.